Okay, so we're going to be reacting to another Tectone Nikki video. If you want to see the last one that I reacted to, make sure you go check that one out. This one is apparently it gets even worse, and I'm sorry if I seem a little bit sleepy. It's because I fucking am. It's 8:30 p.m. I usually go to bed in 2 hours, and for some reason I'm extra tired tonight. I did just watch the ZZZ live stream, so make sure you go check that out on my main channel. And it should be linked in the description. So yeah, let's get. And this video and this Tectone's video will be also linked in the description. Let's go.
DK devs made a statement after, let me just refresh y'all's memory. They increased the pity by 20.
Oh yeah, they increased the pity. They got rid of a lot of the cutscenes to put them to just normal this. That's all they changed it to. They changed insane cutscenes to that. I don't know what the fuck else
they put in a bathtub in the game for $50.
Oh,
and then said
Jesus
80%
Christ.
sale and put it for $10.
Oh, yeah, that was the whole reason I called the video, my video, Infinity Nikki became Wish.com. Oh, yeah, that's the reason I named the video that.
They pay-gated all of the
Crazy.
different dyes for every outfit.
Here's a game for $800. Wait. Here's a game for like $1,000. Oh, look at that. It's like a 99% discount. Oh my god, it's worth it, man.
In Infinity Nikki. They completely retconned the story. Yeah. Nikki, not Nikki. Yeah, Infinity Nikki. Yeah. That's what you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. But they just decided, what if we take this amazing game and we make it fucking terrible? And apparently
I don't get why they took out cutscenes. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, you put in the effort, like...
Infinity Nikki fan base is in
I don't get it.
And many
What's
people
the point?
are quitting. People are putting in... they're not boycotting. They want to make it very clear. They're not boycotting this game. They're girl-cotting. And that term got banned.
What the fuck does girl-cotting even mean? Oh my god, because boycotting... Could boy, girl...
From being used in the Discord because the devs are trying to silence the critics.
Wait, they banned the word boycotting? Wow. So they're using girl-cotting. That's funny.
Versus the game.
I get it. That's funny.
And yeah, they gave out the apology, the usual 10-10-10 apology that devs often do whenever they fuck up. However, they didn't fix any of the things that players wanted them to fix. And apparently now we finally got their response. Let's see what's going on.
It's not an apology.
They deducted currency from account. Yeah, true.
Nikki devs finally made a statement. It's been a long 3 weeks since the version 1.5 update dropped, and 2 weeks since I made my first video about the issues. It feels like it's been longer.
Game looks pretty. I've never seen anything with the game,
especially because as time passed, even more widespread issues came to light. It's been hard to imagine what the company could possibly do to fix this, but at the same time...
I will say, Momo completely bodies Abby and Paimon. Just want to make that very clear. Momo is the GOAT of side characters in gacha games.
I will be honest, I hate Abby. I hate Abby. I will be honest. I will be honest.
It seemed impossible that they would completely ignore it. That would have been the worst thing they could do.
This actually makes me so sad. I was actually planning a hidden stream where I was going to beat all of Infinity Nikki on stream. That's a shame. I actually really like this game.
Now
I just don't get why they
spoken up,
did everything they did.
Actually addressed any of the problems.
They're making good money.
If you want to understand the context, please go watch my previous video first. I won't revisit all the details, but before we get to their statement, let's quickly list the issues which were covered. Before the update, there was the wishlist issue where they tried to rug pull the rewards, though at least that one was addressed at the time.
Oh my god. Yeah, so there was a thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was 200,000 members. It was originally 100,000 members. You get 20 polls, and then just as they were about to reach 100,000 members, they pushed it to 200K.
Oh my
and
god!
100K only gets 2 polls. So
that
was the biggest rug pull I've ever seen.
The original opening to the game was deleted.
I can't believe they got away with that shit.
And replaced with a confusing mess. Most people consider that a retcon, though some are adamant that it doesn't count. Either way, this was just an awful decision. The game also had
Yeah, so they retconned the game. They retconned the game stories because they wanted multiplayer to make sense in universe, but they could have just said it's a dream whenever you play multiplayer, and everybody would have bought that shit regardless. Nobody on Earth is ever saying, yeah, we need multiplayer to be canon. Nobody fucking cares. Right? Nobody fucking cares. Just say, when you go to multiplayer,
no one thinks about that.
You have a dream of this. You don't need to retcon the entire fucking game. It makes no sense.
An insane number of game-breaking bugs, with many people unable to log in, many others effectively unable to play, and pretty much everyone experiencing broken UIs, stuttering, and other constant minor bugs.
That's crazy.
My fancy fireworks dress is still broken, and customer service has ignored my messages. The monetization changes were awful too. The dyeing feature turned out to be stupidly expensive, the new outfits increased the gacha pity by 20 pulls, and they also
Yep.
introduced the
God damn,
purchasable
that outfit
bathtub with a fake.
Yeah, so I believe when you got a new dye, you were allowed to universally change the color of every single outfit. Now you have to unlock every color for every outfit specifically. And
That's
there's
such
like
a
hundreds of
stingy
outfits.
move.
So it's just like very non-sustainable. And a lot of the dyes that were available just by in-game grinding are now
You want to get red? You want to get the color red? That'd be $40. Oh, you want blue as well? Oh man, that might be another $40 there. I don't know, man. Oh, you want yellow too? Oh, yeah.
locked behind pay gating as well as event exclusive. Yes, guys, I keep up to
Crazy.
date with this a lot. I know you might be surprised. Why do you know so much about Affinity Nikki?
I mean, the thing is, they're doing this because people, like this one, like the bar thing, because people know, they know that people will buy this because she's in a fucking bath and she's fucking naked.
They actually really like the game. And I think the community's great too.
Discount label, which is illegal in many countries. And finally, they reduced the frequency of the endgame rewards. This particular complaint was addressed in their initial apology, mostly, though it still provides a little less than had been promised at first. Players have been responding to this.
Oh, every color for every item in the outfit, not every outfit. Yeah, that was insane. And then they made outfits take more pieces. I think they went from 7 to 11. And they added in like fake accessories that you'll never see anyways, just to make it longer to get the entire outfit. It's so bullshit.
Like the socks, right? Was it like the socks or something? Like in one of them, in the game, you couldn't even see the socks. Like it didn't matter if you customized the socks or one of the dresses because you couldn't see him because the dress was so long. And they knew that. And I think in the trailer, when for the dress, they didn't even include the socks in it because they knew you couldn't see it, which is crazy to me.
Renamed a girl cut after the original term was banned from many official forums. This started off fairly mild, but people intended to step it up over time. The final stage, which was planned for this week, was for everyone to stop logging in at all. If that didn't get a response...
Yeah, it was to stop logging in, and then I believe it was also to wait 3 days on pulling on any banner to fuck up future projections.
Many plan to just give up and quit the game entirely.
Yeah.
One that I had missed originally is that version 1.5 added a time-limited event providing bonus rewards for people who spend real-world money on the game, which was not announced in advance. Many people were upset because they had just spent money buying things in anticipation for the new update. In version 1.4, there were some time-limited bundles people could buy at a discount, a real one this time, which were due to expire when the version changed. So many who enjoyed the game decided to go ahead and stock up in anticipation of the new content. After the update, with the sudden reveal of the extra rewards for spending, all those people had to either spend more or miss out on those extra rewards. If they had known in advance, they may have decided to hold back on their purchases for a few days, but instead we were kept in the dark.
So they did something to encourage people to spend money, and then straight after that, they had an event where if you spend money, you get extra rewards. Without telling anyone.
See any way to interpret this as anything other than cynical greed on the part of Info.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
They might have added this event without advanced planning just doesn't seem realistic, and by not announcing the event, they created this situation where some people will feel compelled to spend more than they had originally intended.
Techie knowing so much
Just
about
don't.
Cozy Girl
Spend
game
more.
makes me so happy. Well, here's the thing, Chili Millies. They even took away the Cozy tag off the Steam store to attempt to make it more universal, which I think is bullshit because we all know people are playing this game for comfort because it's a comforting game.
And another, which I have been unaware of, is the dyeing feature has serious issues as well. Many colors are inaccurate. The underlying color of the clothes is often somewhat visible through the color of the dyes, and in some cases, palettes, which are supposed to be one color, look completely different to what you'd expect. Green swatches looking blue, red looking hot pink, and so on. More concerning, the item colors that are shown in the preview page where you actually buy the palettes and apply them to your outfit sometimes do not match what they look like when you use them in the open world. This hasn't happened to me personally, but if the screenshots I've seen are accurate, they make it pretty clear that this is not—
Oh wow, that is definitely quite different. Yeah, this is way too pink. Jesus Christ. That looks like fake. Frickin' this is what you buy on Wish.com, this is what you fucking get, bro. They ain't beating the Wish.com allegations by me, gotta be honest. They ain't.
Not just the lighting issue. This may be something which only affects specific hardware, but either way, for those affected, it's a big disappointment, especially considering all those layers of monetization people have to navigate in order to buy a Swatch in the first place. When something is that expensive, we have to expect better. Much more concerning than either of those is the
Yeah,
currency
the main thing about the game is customization. And if you can't customize your character properly, then what's the point?
disappearing from people's accounts. This first started happening
You say disappearing, I say being fucking yoinked.
due to a bug which allowed people to collect more of one currency from the new area, which was supposed to be available in limited amounts per day. This currency
My opinion is if a game-breaking bug ever makes it to where players are getting more than they're supposed to, that's
should
not
keep
the
it.
player's fault, that's the dev's fault, and the
Yeah.
players should not be punished for that. And the players are not guilty for taking advantage of a bug. They're just not. I'm sorry, guys. They're just fucking not. And it's up to the devs to make it right, not for the players to be punished.
is used to unlock the miracle outfit and was time gated so that it should take months to collect all the pieces. Some people encountered a bug which let them collect the daily rewards twice, though they had no idea it was a bug until Infold immediately released a patch which fixed that issue and removed the extra currency they had collected, even
That's
if it put
insane.
their balance into negatives. Funny
is
to see their
insane.
priorities.
Okay,
slide.
you get it. Oh, yeah, that's a big yikes
Shortly
there.
Fucking
afterwards,
insane.
people
I think the worst part is putting their accounts into negatives. That's a because that gets your account banned. That can get your account banned. So they have to either like grind to either get it, which means they have to spend more time, or pay to get it, like to make it positive again.
started reporting that they were losing other similar in-game currencies, and then people noticed that it began to happen with the really important one, diamonds, this game's premium currency, and not small amounts either. There's no way for me to tell whether these posts were caused by an actual bug or were just due to chargebacks or other transaction issues, but there
Negative
are many people
5K.
claiming this happened to them, often despite being free to play, or just not having spent it all on the recent banners. Given all the issues
Nah, fuck
around the
that,
game,
dude.
at this point, most people are inclined to believe this kind of accusation, and since very few people actively keep track of their
If
exact
you look up, what's she wearing underneath? Sorry.
currency numbers, that is not a good suspicion to have lurking
Yep.
in everyone's minds. While Infold were ignoring the outcry, they did continue posting promotional content on their social media. Photo challenges, for example, where players submit photos in the hopes of winning prizes. Obviously, those kinds of things will be run by people whose entire job is to handle marketing, but it just leaves a really bad taste. And in addition, while players were actively leaving negative reviews on places like Steam, tanking the game's
New to Atlanta?
Nice.
No problem. Here's how to start
I
strong with
want to
zero
play this when it
experience.
comes
Begin with
out.
4 faction heroes to
I'm
mix
playing
and
a theory reset when it comes out, by the way.
score, many spotted
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure ZZC comes out on the exact same day. Which is-
I've heard that the
Oh, God.
company themselves allegedly botted positive reviews to combat the very real negative reviews, which, in my opinion, should be fucking illegal.
some really suspicious reviews. Even
True.
with just a cursory investigation,
no, yeah,
it was
true,
very
true.
clear these were
There
bot
it
accounts
is.
paid to give a positive review to prevent the score
Yep.
from plummeting further.
We call that a ho-yo move, by the way. That is a ho-yo move.
Not a good look at all. And finally, there has been ongoing concern about how all of the technical issues have impacted people who bought the monthly diamond subscription. You can pay a $5 a month to get some premium currency, which appears in your account the first time you log in every day. If you don't log in, you don't get the
Okay.
currency.
Yeah,
Hence
just
why
a
these
normal monthly thing. What happened here?
subscriptions are usually more reasonably priced. They increase engagement and build up the habit of logging in daily. Many people had an active subscription, but were unable to log in because the game was so utterly broken. They reached out to Infold's customer support.
Oh, okay.
Asking for confirmation that once the issues were fixed, anyone who had missed out on their diamonds would be compensated. In recent days, customer service finally replied and said that this was not going to happen and that if it happened in the future, the player should just log in on another device. This is also
Oh my god. Do they realize people can't afford, like, people can't afford a lot of things? Like, definitely in this day and age, man, people. Obviously, like, people would probably have, like, a laptop or, like, a phone. A laptop and a phone. But it's like, I don't know. That seems so stingy.
likely illegal in some countries. The subscription counts as a contract, and if Infold are unable to provide the service that the customer has purchased, it is on them to fix that, not the player. Many
True,
people don't
yeah.
have another device which can run the
100%.
game, so this response is
Yeah.
unacceptable. So what did they actually say now that they have finally broken
I
their
knew
silence?
he was gonna say that, by the way. I knew he was gonna say that. That's why I said it.
I'll skip past the apologies and acknowledgements of the fanbase's supposedly
Okay.
unwavering support for the game and focus on the actual substance.
Okay.
They mentioned some things which were pretty
Love that. Don't let them fluff this shit out.
obvious to anyone, that their preparation for the launch of 1.5 was insufficient, and they are responsible for the issues, and addressing them will remain a top priority for the team. As a
Okay.
result of this, they're
Okay.
delaying the release of the
Obviously, we gotta wait and see of what they changed, but that's good.
next update so that they can focus on
Wow, that's a fucking slap on the fucking dick. Okay, to fix this, we're gonna punish all the players by not.
Wait.
priority for the team. As a
Okay.
result of this, they're delaying the release of the next update so that they can focus on
Oh. I mean, can't they just work on it while doing... Can't they just release it, like... Unless they still need to work on the update, which then I can kind of understand if they, you know, I can't understand that if they haven't finished the update and now they have to put all their manpower into like solving these issues. But you guys are the ones that created all these issues in the first place. You're the ones that fucked up your entire game. So I think that's kind of crazy. Definitely since you're the ones who did it, and it's not like an accidental thing. You did these changes on purpose.
Wow, that's a fucking slap on the fucking dick. Okay, to fix this, we're gonna punish all the players by not putting out content. Okay, great. All right.
Stability and prevent similar issues from recurring. That's
Wonder
probably
how
for
long
the best.
for,
Though
though?
really, I don't think many people will particularly care about the new content until the problems with the existing direction have
Very
been addressed.
true.
They also specifically mentioned the issues with the co-op features and will be giving out 360 crystals to all players as compensation.
That's it. Wait, I need to listen to that
With
again.
the existing direction for the best. Though really, I don't think many people will particularly care about the new content until the problems with the existing direction have
Very
been addressed.
true.
They also specifically mentioned the issues with the co-op features and will be giving out 360 crystals to all players as compensation.
Okay, that's just for the co-op. Receive extensive feedback, feature the gameplay based on this auto relay system and new tasks. It depends how insane the co-op features by themselves, how badly they were. So if it wasn't that much, then I understand 360 for like a small change is fine. But it depends how big of an issue it was. If it was a huge issue, then I think 360 kind of underballs it. But this is just for the co-op, so it depends how big the issue was. But
Bitch, that's it? 360? Bro, Kuro Games would have given every player a yacht. Bro, these players
True,
deserve
though.
a fucking free 5-star outfit.
Maybe
and
2
every
yachts.
pallet unlocked. What is that?
Note that this is just an in-game currency that you can gain by playing the co-op mode, which can be spent on things like poses or some exclusive clothes. Next, they touched on the issues they have
Oh, that's
encountered
insane.
throughout the development cycle.
Oh, yeah. So, as our apology, we're going to give you half a piece of chewed up bread. We're so sorry. Yeah, bro.
I mean, they did say that is just for the co-op problems, which I feel like they should compensate for everything and not just that. So
Absolutely.
Emphasized that these are issues which are unprecedented for their team, and said that they decided to tackle the problems first and only communicate with the fans once they have concrete solutions. I understand where that's coming from, but always think
Here's
it would
a
be a
concrete
better approach
solution.
to
Pull your
publicly
head out of your
acknowledge
ass.
issues earlier on. Some people would be angry at the lack of clear solutions and feel that it's just empty words, but a large part of most people's frustration comes
Oh, here's how you fix all the problems in the game, guys. Yeah, you just quit the game. You quit
True.
the game. You play something else. Or even better, get a Switch too. Play some Mario Kart World.
from the silence itself, emphasizing that while you don't
wait, you
have a
can't play that yet though, Tectone. You can't play that yet.
solution yet, you're working on it and will share more when you have clear solutions, would at least buy some extra time. Of course, for that to be palatable for the
Nah,
players,
this
it
is
would have
so
required them
shitty.
to actually acknowledge all of the issues.
This is so fucking
Interestingly,
shitty.
while they kinda acknowledged how angry fans are over the removal of the original opening of the game, their statement on that is very awkwardly worded. Their statement focuses on the dress itself and assures us that the dress was never intended to be removed from the game. This may not be their intention here, but to me, this still reads as if the game's original opening is gone, and they just intend to smooth over the rough edges between the new one and the rest of the game. They also state that they were unable to properly refine the introduction due to technical hurdles. Frankly, that is no excuse. This isn't an early access title. Game companies should not release shoddy, half-finished work and try to pass it off as a quality product. People who have looked through the game's files have
Oh,
claimed
but
that they
that's the day and age we live in games, to be honest. That is the day and age we live in. Early accesses are going crazy, bro.
hints pointing towards a couple more major map expansions before the scope of the narrative would open up to the wider multiverse. It sure sounds like their leadership drastically
Wonder
changed
what
plans, and this
that
whole
skip
mess was the
was,
inevitable
what they
result.
said.
They also mentioned some future plans, new gameplay which is actually tested before it's released, performance and stability fixes, and so on, but they led that part by saying they're expanding their cumulative top-up rewards. In other words, yet more monetization. It feels utterly bizarre that they've included this. I've seen some speculation that it's due to some whales complaining that they don't get enough in exchange for their support, while others think that it could be due to a misunderstanding of the complaints around the spending event that I mentioned earlier. But either way, an apology letter is not the time to announce new incentives for players to throw money at them. They ask for our patience
Absolutely.
and trust, but at this
Yeah, we're really sorry. Anyways, we invented all these new systems where you can give us more of your money that we definitely earned. Can you see how sorry we are? Oh, guys, hold on. Can I get a couple more $100 so I can buy tissues to wipe my tears with? This is so disingenuous.
point,
I need to cry on my yacht. I need to cry on my other yacht, bro. Like, that yacht has too many tiers on it. I need another.
I don't think there's much of that left. They also announced a new
Absolutely.
initiative which will provide a new way for them to
No, this is huge, guys. I mean, this is huge. I mean, guys, I want to remind you, this video has 300,000 views in a
Dang.
day, and the previous video on this got over 800,000 views over 2 weeks. Like, this is a big fucking deal. Like, Infinity Nikki, I'm not kidding you. Like, it's fucking cooked. Like, Dish is probably on suicide watch, man.
collect player feedback. It's unclear.
And the problem with this is, and I'm going to be real, Sarus, I'm going to call it, yes, Sarus also calls this out, which is, and you guys will never surprise the issue that they're having. JP agrees, CN agrees, EN agrees. Can you guess what part of people who could be outspoken about this aren't doing? The content creators. The content creators are once again not talking about this issue, and that's why all views are going to Sarus. And Sarus
Because they're all like, because it's like a cozy game, you know? They don't want to bring drama. It's like,
just wants more people to talk about this issue that are happening in game. So that's why I'm here
I mean, yeah, she's the only one that's like talking about the situation, right? So.
to at least spread awareness of how fucking bullshit
Yeah.
this is. Because for some reason, and she believes that it's due to NDA and not wanting to run the company the wrong way, I'm sorry. Why would you want to appease a company that's fucking over its players? Why would you want to do that?
Why this would be necessary, given that they already have
Money.
customer support channels built into the game itself, plus
Money.
a regular survey system with free text inputs for open feedback, and customer support via email as well. Maybe they really are looking to create a feedback cycle which is more meaningful, but many people understandably feel that this is just a way to redirect frustrated players away from more public forums. At first glance, it
I
doesn't
thought that said PayPal. I was like, bro, what? I thought I was like,
look all
bro.
that great. The
Oh,
email
alright.
form has a limit of mere 500 characters. You can send the feedback in via email instead, but considering the scale of the issues, that limit is a really odd decision. Maybe that's just
Imagine. Yeah, you can list all your problems here. Freaking 10-word limit. That'd be fun. Oh,
an oversight caused by copying the code from somewhere else. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And
bad game. Bad design. Bad monetization.
And finally, they did announce some extra
Bad
compensation.
outfit.
120 diamonds per day for 8 days. 8 pulls. Not even
8 days for 8 polls.
Just give them out in one go. Jesus Christ, bro. Just give it out in one go. Like, it's not that hard. And plus, 8 pulls isn't much.
And you got to log in every day. Got to get those player retention numbers up. Yeah, you don't get to log in once. You got to come back full swing to get this shit. That is so bullshit. They want those daily login numbers so fucking bad.
a full 10 pull. Personally, I don't care all that much about the size of the compensation offered for its own sake. I want an open acknowledgement of the issues and for them to share a clear path towards fixing all of
Absolutely.
them. However, in this kind of situation, the size of the compensation is a very clear signal for how seriously they take the complaints. Giving out so little is not a good look. And worse,
Absolutely.
the way this is worded implies that we'll have to log into the game on each of those 8 days in order to receive the compensation.
Bullshit.
That's bad enough at the best of times.
Absolutely.
Right now, it comes across as an attempt to break the girl code and get people back in the habit of logging
Yeah.
in every day. It also feels important to highlight that a mere hour after posting this apology on their
Just say
Twitter, they
boycott,
followed up
Jesus
with
Christ.
8 posts about the outfits in the upcoming banners. This makes the apology look far
Wait.
on their Twitter. They followed up with 8 posts about the outfits in the upcoming banners.
Oh
This
my
makes
God.
the apology look far from genuine.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
they're drowning it
absolutely
out.
nothing about it which suggests that it could
They're
not
just
have been
posting
posted a day
through it.
earlier, for example, which would have let it stand at the top of their profile for what would feel like a
8
bare
though.
minimum amount of
Yeah, they should have pinned it. If they actually meant it, they would have fucking pinned it.
time before it got buried under all the new screenshots. While these are probably scheduled posts, that really is no excuse, and this feels like yet another subtle way the company are trying to bury the situation and act like everything
This is almost as bad as Helioverse. Not as bad as Helioverse, though.
is totally normal. As you can see, there is a lot that they did not address. Their point on the retcon was confusing at best, and aside from that, they mostly focused on the bugs and some promises to do better in the future. They didn't mention the biggest complaints many of us had, the increased
By the way, did you guys notice how not a single person here said, "Why do you care you don't play the game?" Yet when I talk about Hoyo games, they say, "Why do you care you don't even play the game?"
Oh,
That's-
someone said that in one of my comments. They're like, bro, you don't even play the game. Why are you talking about this? I'm like, because it's a gacha game and I play gacha games. Hey, someone was defending me in there, so thanks to you for defending me. I think you had like a Deluxe profile picture. Hey, thanks to you, bro. Thanks to you.
Crazy, right? Yeah, you want to know why that is? Because the Hoyo community, a bunch of fucking brainwashed monkeys. Not a single damn person
True.
did that shit. Yet the moment you say anything about Hoyo, "Why do you even care, dude? Why do you even care? Shut up! Shut up, dude! Shut up!"
to pity, the awful monetization of the dying
Imagine
feature,
that.
the fake discount, the endgame rewards, the spending event, or even the disappearing currency and the poor response it
What
garners
is
from
that
their
thing?
customer
What the hell?
support team. Even if they fix the plague of bugs and smooth over the weird transition between the new opening and the rest of the game and add the original outfit to the story somewhere later on, this is far from what fans are demanding, and it's nowhere near enough for people to feel that it's a viable compromise. And that's ignoring the mildly insulting way they seem to have set up the compensation to be such a low amount distributed only if you log in for a week straight. It also bears highlighting that several of the points here are explicitly against laws in numerous countries, and there is even
Yep.
more than that which is illegal as well. There's a post on the
Yep.
subreddit by
So they might even be banned, to be honest, in some
B8 which covers
countries.
this in
Could
great
be.
detail, and if you're
And they absolutely should be reported by everybody. I hope this game fucking end of services. The players deserve better. By the way, Infinity Nikki players, if you want something that'll actually appease the same game as Infinity Nikki, just go play Astrobot. Astrobot's great, but you have to have a PS5 to have that. If you don't have a PS5, play Balatro.
That's not hard, right?
curious,
That's
it's
a
very
bit.
worth reading. I've included
That's
a
a
link in the
terrible.
description. For example, it mentions the hidden drop rates. People have long suspected that hairs and dresses are far less likely to drop than the less desirable items, ensuring that on average, people have to spend more to get the more valuable items. Apparently, a data
Wow.
miner discovered the code which set those drop rates, which put hair and dresses at a little over 4%, shoes and socks at 9.5%, and accessories at
If
Wow.
that's not disclosed in the game, that is super illegal.
Yeah, wait,
Super
true.
Honestly, a chargeback and never play again situation, I
Yeah, true. Like, they don't even disclose. Yeah, what the fuck?
absolutely agree.
almost
They-
14%.
yeah, I would
This
say
is
that is
exactly the
definitely
kind of
illegal,
hidden
yeah.
weights to tip the odds which have been explicitly regulated against in several countries, and it's absolutely wild if Infold are really doing this, or any of the other things they're accused of doing.
Man, the UN are not gonna be happy with this, bro. The UN are not gonna be happy with this game. Holy shit.
This long
No, the UN? The EU. I think, you know what I mean.
overdue announcement was, unfortunately, inadequate. There's
Europe
a
are not gonna be
gulf
happy with
between
this
what
game.
Infold are trying to do and
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fans feel would be acceptable, even for the parts that the company have addressed.
Yep.
And the vast majority of the issues that the fans care the most about were not mentioned at all. I also continue to find it a bit annoying that they're communicating this as from the dev team. This is a leadership issue, and the management themselves should take ownership and discuss this publicly. Sadly, there's clearly nobody there who can hold them accountable. I guess it's up to fans to keep protesting, to keep raising awareness, and to keep demanding that the company change their ways. If they
I absolutely agree. Sarus is fucking amazing.
Yep, Infinity Nikki is cooked.
I will say this, just to give you guys
Title.
a little tip. Planning a day where you don't play won't do anything. Skipping 3 days on banners won't do anything. You have to quit the game until it's fixed. Quit the game.
True.
Don't come back until you're happy and proud to play that game. And if you don't, you're wasting your time. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully I can spread some awareness on this bullshit that Infinity Nikki players are going through right now. And actually, hearts go out to you guys. That sucks ass.
Yep, Infinity Nikki is cooked, bro. Can Infinity Nikki actually come back from this? I actually don't think they can, but yeah, Infinity Nikki is cooked.